Hey guys, Hamlet here from Vodia Networks. Today I'm going to talk about Google Cloud Platform and how you can deploy the Vodia PBX phone system in Google Cloud. So right now I'm in the compute page. I'm going to create an instance. I'm pretty sure I have to pick my computing power. So we're going to do that accordingly. Now to run Vodia PBX, you only need one core, but we do recommend that you have at least two cores, 8 gigs to 16 gigs of RAM, and 100 gigabytes of SSD, depending if you're going to do a lot of recording. So in that case, we're just going to choose and name our Vodia PBX and go from there. So it's important to put a label at least. If you're in Google Cloud, you want to label um, the projects that you're doing so that you can find them easier. I'm going to choose a region Central 1 and the zone Central, US Central. For the machine configuration, for testing purposes, I would recommend using the E2 series. This brings two vCPU and 4 gigs of memory. Again, if you're going to do the Vodia multi-tenant phone system, I would definitely go with 2 CPUs and at least 8 to 16 gigs of RAM. And next, we're going to just scroll down to the access scope. I'm going to allow all default just because I'm doing testing here. I'm not using any APIs. And then for the firewall, we can allow HTTPS traffic and HTTP traffic since we both support both of them. Also, you might want to notice that your network interface, by default, you'll get an internal IP from Google. Everything below can be skipped, and we're going to press create. Okay, great. Now that our virtual machine is running on Google Cloud, as you can see, they give me an internal IP of 10.128, and my external IP is 34.67. So the next important thing to do when deploying the Vodia Multi-Tenant Pbx is we want to set up the firewall for inbound routing. For that, I'm just going to click on Create Firewall Rule. Okay, and this I'm going to call it RTP. Let's do it lowercase, and we'll just do this for voice. And below, I'm going to do the ingress will be in. I'm going to allow, and then the IP range I'm going to use here. So down below, I can add my rule. So I'm going to do UDP. And the ports that the Vodia PBX is going to use is listed here on our documentation page. So we want to do a range of 49,000 to 65,000. Okay, that'll take care of our RTP. This will allow the voice end-to-end point to have audio. So we're just going to create that. And let's put a tag. I'm just going to put RTP as well. And the source IP, I'm just going to say any IP that reaches the PBX should be fine. And I'm going to create that. You can do this in bulk, but I'm just going to do this one at a time so you guys can see exactly the ports that need to be open. All right, so the next port we're going to open, we already have port 44380, and we have our RTP ports. So next we're going to do 5061, which is a TCP protocol, which is going to create another firewall. And we're just going to do VoIP 5060, so you have at least a name. And we're going to go down. This looks fine. Let's just do 5060. The range will be any IP. All right, so this is call it voice because You need 5060 for voice anyway. And TCP port, I'm going to say 5061, and then I'm going to save that one. All right, the next step, now that the instance is running on the Google Cloud, we're going to set up our firewall rules. We can click on Set up Firewall. You can also go to VPC networking for that. As you can see, I have the regular ports open, port 80 and 443 for HTTPS, and also port 22 for SSH. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new firewall rule, and I'm going to name this Vodia ports, and our network can stay default. This will be ingress, and we're going to allow that. Let's just put Vodia voice for a tag. The IP range. Filter can, I'm just going to leave this that way. I don't really need to put one, but the source IP to where the inbound traffic can come in, it's going to be 0.0.0.0/0. Okay, I should take care of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a few things because you can also do a range of ports. So I'm going to do 5060. We're going to do semicolon, colon, and then we're going to go over here to our Vodia documentation to see the port range. So Vodia RTP ports, that is used for SIG signaling. So I'm going just to do a space because it does use UDP port, and then we're going to see, let's say 5060. I think we've added that. And then we're good for there. I don't think we need any other ports for now. We're going to do a different one after this one. So we're going to create the firewall rule. All right, as you can see, Vodia port has been added. Let's also do port 5061, which uses TCP. So let's just put secure VoIP. Well, TCP doesn't use actually TLS uses the TCP protocol. So let's just leave it as is. This looks good to me. Ingress, allow, specific tags. Let's just add one and just put it, call it VoIP. You can call it anything you want. This is, I want my traffic to come from anywhere for inbound, as you will be registering desktop phones and apps to the Vodia Multi-Tenant Pbx. So the TCP port is going to be 5061. And let's see what other ports we can open with TCP. We have 443 already. Let's do the LDAP ports. That would be used for the phones when you are looking up an address. So let's put a space here and let's see what other ports we might need. I think pretty much we have everything all set for the firewall rules. And we're just going to create that firewall entry. Okay, so we have everything set up. Port 80, 443. We have the TCP ports for LDAP 5061, 5060 UDP, and our RTP ports 49 for 65 for SIP signaling. So the next thing we're going to do is install the Vodia PBX phone system onto my virtual machine. All right, so let's head back to our computer engine and let's connect through SSH. Okay, so now I'm connected through SSH by way of the Google Cloud. I didn't have to go to PutyTel any SSH program. I could do it straight from the GUI. A few things I do want to mention. Some distributions don't have wget installed, and you do need wget to install the Vodia PBX because it's a package. So just a few things what you can do. You can, if we go here to how to install it, you can simply go sudo apt-get install wget. But before that, I will just do a sudo update and then a sudo upgrade. Okay, you can put that in the command line. And then you can do a sudo apt install wget, and it'll install the package for you. So this has already been done. So just in case you guys run into some issue there. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to doc.vodia.com, and I'm going to install the Vodia PBX. I am using a Debian distribution. So I'm just going to copy that, going to my console, paste, and there is the install debian.sh. And then Vodia says, give it permission. We're going to do a plus rx install. Let's fix that right there. That should be a plus sign. And then now it has permission, and I'm going to have it run the script. And of course, you have to be sudo. So let's do that once again. And now it is installing the package. And there's the Vodia PBX being installed onto my Debian machine. It's pretty fast. That was less than a minute, actually. So now the PBX is starting. And I'm going to go to my external IP address. And then I should have my PBX up and running. So there it is. To log into the Vodia PBX, just type in admin, read the license, and just accept. You'll need an activation code to activate the Vodia PBX. For that, you can reach out to our sales@vodia.com or support@vodia.com if you wanted to test the Multi-Tenant Pbx. And in the case you want to start setting things up to have your PBX secure, you can go to Security General and then type in password for your PBX. So now it is secure. I hope this was very informational for you. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. And that's how you install the Vodia Multi-Tenant Pbx on Google Cloud. Check out our videos on YouTube for more information about the Vodia phone system. Thank you.